everybody, it's Dr. Jo, and today I'm going to show you the top 5 ways to reduce pain and swelling in the legs. So let's get started. Disclaimer alert, disclaimer alert. So before we get started, if you haven't subscribed already, make sure and click on the button down there. And do you like my socks? I'm going to talk about those later. So the first thing that helps reduce pain and swelling in the legs, knees, and hips, legs in general, is elevation. So you want to elevate the part that is swollen. And by elevating it, it's not just propping it up like this. You really want it to be above your heart. So when you're elevating something, make sure you lie down. So now if it was my knee or if it was my ankle or if it was just my foot that's swelling, it is now above my heart. So what that elevation does is it just helps that fluid come back into my main system and work it out. Because a lot of times when we have that swelling in our legs, what happens is we're up all day or we're up moving around or we're even sitting and that swelling just follows gravity and goes down into the legs because it just doesn't know where else to go, so it just follows gravity and goes down. And the problem with that is when there's a lot of swelling in that leg, that can also cause pain as well, and it can also cause circulation problems. So it's really important to get that swelling out of those legs. And so elevation is one of the easiest ones to do. You don't have to do anything but lie there and prop it up. But again, make sure it's propped up above your heart. So if you're sitting in a chair and you just have your leg propped up, it might help a little bit, but it's not going to be as beneficial as if you're lying down and that leg is above your heart. Easy to do, right? So the second one is icing. Icing is really, really important with pain and swelling. And I know a lot of research is out there that some people say, don't ice, you want the swelling to happen. Well, in specific injuries, sometimes you do want some swelling or inflammation because that helps the healing process. But the problem is if you have too much inflammation that just stays there, you're going to get a lot of scarring and you're going to get a lot of adhesions, which is that scar tissue. So then that ends up becoming a huge problem. So icing is important. You might have people tell you different, but I'm telling you, I strongly believe that you should ice. So a lot of times icing in combination with elevation is really good. So again, if it's my knee, if it's my ankle, I'll go ahead and elevate it, put some ice on there, make sure that you don't do it for longer than 10 or 15 minutes and just place it on there. Don't place the ice directly on it. Make sure you have a layer of something else. A lot of times those wraps are nice because they always have something on it. But then just lie down again, put your ice on wherever the main swelling is and just relax and let that 10 to 15 minutes go by. Don't go any longer than that if it's actual ice instead of like one of those ice machines that just puts cold water around. Because once you go longer than 10 to 15 minutes with ice, your body goes into protection mode because it thinks you're going into hypothermia and then actually starts warming the area back up. So you're defeating the point. So if you're putting ice on for like 30 minutes, you're defeating the point of doing ice. So 10 to 15 minutes at the most, you can do that 3 to 4 times a day if you have time. You don't have to do it with the elevation, but I think it's really important to do it with the elevation. So the third thing is using compression socks or stockings, hose, pantyhose, things like that. And the folks at JOMI Compression sent me their compression stockings. And they sent me a whole bunch of them because they have an array of them, different colors, different sizes. These are the surgical opaque stockings, and the reason usually that they're surgical is they have more compression. If you ever look at compression socks, if you're getting some online, you might see 15 to 20, might see 20 to 30, 30 to 40, the mmHg, which is millimeters of mercury. And that just means how much pressure or compression is going on in there. A lot of times if you see the sports running socks, like they have the cotton women's socks here, this one is a 15 to 20. So it's nice. It's not going to give you a crazy amount of compression, but just enough that maybe if your legs swell after you run or walking a little bit, that helps work it out of there. The surgical ones I have on right now are a 30 to 40. So that's a lot more compression. Like if I've had a surgery, I want a little more compression there because I'm not able to move as much. And this is just going to help work it out. So that's great as well. And I really like that. What's also really cool about their stuff is they even have the thigh highs. So maybe if you have like a knee surgery or even a hip surgery, you want to take that compression a little bit higher. So these, as you can see, are longer. And what's really cool about that is they have a little bit of silicone up here, so that helps prevent it from sliding back down, because I've seen a lot of patients, they come and they just have you know, a generic pair and it's slid down the knee, and then you're kind of defeating the point of having the thigh high. So this is really nice too, that you can see right there that it's going to give you some nice staying, that it's not going to slide down. They also have all of these in black, white, and beige, and so you can see here, this is actually a pantyhose version that goes all the way up. So again, if you have some stuff going on your hip too, or the whole leg, if you get that compression all the way up to your waist with the pantyhose, then you're gonna have a whole lot more of that, pushing that swelling back out of your body. So these are really nice as well. And yes, men can wear pantyhose too. And they, one of the other cool things that they have is some of them you can get without the toes. So this part would be open, and a lot of people ask, like, why would I want like the toes to not be covered up? And there's a couple of different reasons for that, but the main reason is to keep the air flowing in there. Some people that might have skin issues like a dermatitis or something like that, if you have it closed up all the time, it's going to be worse on your skin. So a lot of times those ones that have the little opening at the bottom just helps a little bit more circulation in there. But if you don't have any skin issues, I would say go ahead and get the closed ones, because that just makes it a better compression all around. But they do have so many options that you can check out. I really like them. It just feels so good. It feels like a hug to me. And when I go running, I actually do get a lot of swelling in my feet when I'm running or when I'm on my feet all day. And if I'm wearing compression stockings, when I take them off, I have no swelling at the end of the day. So they really do work, and they're really beneficial. So if you're interested in purchasing any of these, which they have a lot of awesome choices, make sure and click on the link up there. So now we're going to go into some exercises to help with the pain and swelling. And these are just really simple things to do. Most of them you can do anywhere. So number 4 is ankle pumps. So again, it goes back to the best way I like to do it is if you're lying down, because if you're doing ankle pumps lying down, that not only pumps everything back into your system, but you're also elevated, so it goes back into your system as well. You don't have to do it lying down. You can do it sitting up. You can do it in a chair. So if you're working all day, you can do these ankle pumps as well. But I always like to make sure that the heel is free moving. So if it's flat like this, it's harder to do those ankle pumps. But if you have it off the edge, you can actually do a little more pumping. So just pushing down as far as you can, and then coming back up as far as you can. So it's as simple as that. Ankle pumps are my favorites. Probably almost any lower leg injury or swelling issue, ankle pumps are the way to start off with and go. And you can do as many as you want. You know, you can do the traditional 10, 2, 3 sets of 10. But my thing is, if you're doing these, you want to do them throughout the day, especially if you have that swelling in your legs, your pain in your legs, because that calf that you're working to pump that foot works as a natural pump to pump that fluid back out of your legs. So that's why it's really important. It doesn't seem like it's doing a lot, but by activating that calf muscle, it's pumping that fluid back into your body. So that's really, really important. And then the final exercise is going to be just a simple straight leg raise. So with a straight leg raise, all you're doing is pulling up your toes to tighten up your leg. You want to keep your leg as straight as possible. I like propping up my other one just because that takes pressure off of your back, and it kind of gives you a target, because what you want to do is just lift your leg to about the same level as the other side. You can go a little bit higher, but you don't want to come up to here, because then you're not really working those muscles. And again, we're working those muscles to kind of pump that fluid out of the body. And as you can see, I'm also then elevating my leg as well. So this exercise is a great way to activate all those muscles, to get that fluid, that pain and that swelling out of the legs, and also just to help strengthen them in general. So again, you can just start off with 10 of these if that becomes easy. 2 sets of 10, 3 sets of 10, 2 sets of 15. If you get to 20, 25 and it's really easy, you can put a small ankle weight around your ankle and then start doing those again. So if you're interested in purchasing any of the JOMI compression socks, make sure and click on the link up here. And don't forget to subscribe by clicking down here. And remember, safe. Have fun, and I hope you feel better soon.